Hi, I'm Callie Burtis, and for my exam in 210, I read A Child Called It by Dave Pelzer, and I finished the book in about 2 to 3 days. It didn't take me very long at all because I couldn't put it down. The book was intriguing, not a very good intriguing, but you couldn't wait to see what happened next. And throughout this book, it talks about his child abuse firsthand, and it was one of the worst documented cases in California history. And I couldn't believe the stuff that he endured at such a young age, and that his mother, of all people, put him through it. Because the life that she created, she was slowly killing daily. I could not begin to imagine having such hatred towards a child to where you would perform the acts that she did on him. It was disgusting, honestly. The whole time I read it, I had to remind myself that he made it, and that he survived, and he got through it. I broke down and I cried at least 5 times as I was reading it, 5 times minimum. I just couldn't believe that such a young child endured so much pain and that his mother had no remorse as she was doing it. I just could not imagine. Throughout the book, I think one of the hardest parts to read was when she stabbed him and when she put his hand on an eye and burned it. And she just held it there as if it were nothing, as if that wasn't somebody's hand that she were burning. And when she locked him in a room with a bucket full of ammonia and bleached and then put him in a ice bath, that was just awful. That was horrendous. Oh my gosh, it made me sick to my stomach. It's making me sick to my stomach thinking about it all over again. But I think that throughout the book, I took that faith really gets you far in life, that you need faith in order to go through your challenging times. And he had so much faith to get through that as well as he did. He never once complained to his mom. Of course, maybe that you're hurting me, but he never once lashed out and took out his anger on her because, of course, he knew that would get him in more trouble. But he still handled it so well. He kept himself together, and he did not everything a normal person should do, but he took the best out of the situation that he was placed in, and that is so important because no matter what situation you're placed in, you have to think about the positive because the positive is really the only thing that gets you going. You can't sit there and think about the negative, and he didn't. My favorite part of the book, of course, was when he got taken into custody after he was taken from his mother, but I looked into it, and his mother hasn't served any jail time. She never got punished. He just had Dave taken away from her. And I guess that was supposed to be punishment within herself, but I can't say it wasn't. And it makes me wonder if maybe after Dave left, if she targeted anybody else. But I admire now how Dave goes around. He goes to schools. He goes to anywhere that asks him to speak to preach about the effects of child abuse and how it happens and how it's real and how it happens all around you and makes you aware of it. Because, of course, you know that there's, I think, about 40% of Americans endure child abuse. And you think about it, it crosses your mind, but you don't think about the extremes that these children go through who are being abused, and he opens your eyes as to what actually happens. And it makes you so aware of everything, of what people could be going through and signs to look for. And the way he talks about it now, I love that how it brought him out to speak about it instead of depression later on in the years, because that's common, going into depression because you've been abused. He took the opposite effect from that, and he lets other people know that you can't let something like that bring you down and that there's more to life because it will get better. And I think Dave is great for doing that. And I know that he wrote maybe 2 more books, there might be 3, out about his personal abuse, and I really want to read the other ones now that I've read A Child Called It, so I plan on getting my hands on them soon. And overall, I think what I took most from this book is character within yourself, faith within yourself, and the ability to persevere when you're faced in challenging times. I think Dave is a wonderful person, and I really enjoyed my book.